recap Monday. I hope you guys are having a fantastic, magical, wonderful Monday / Labor Day. I know I am. I was supposed to start work yesterday, and that didn't happen because our bigwigs didn't want us to do like a whole floor reset on a Sunday of a holiday weekend. No big deal. So I was supposed to start today, and my boss calls me yesterday at 5:30, and she's like, listen, and I could tell she'd had one of those days from you know what. Had a girl quit yesterday, walked in, said I'm not working another shift, walked out. Awesome. So she pushed me back to starting tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when we're going to do the floor reset after the Labor Day sale, get it all done, get some training in, and then go home. And then as far as what the rest of my week looks like, hell if I know, because this girl had a whole schedule. Everybody else had a whole schedule. I had a whole schedule, but now this girl's not in the equation anymore. So now all of us have to pick up all of her slack. Thank God I learned fast. And I told my boss that yesterday. I was like, everybody breathe. It's going to be fine. I'm a quick learner. Put my employee ID in the company computer. Teach me how to use the system. Give me a crash course in checking them out 101. I can handle it. Like, it's not a big deal. Everything else is customer service. So it's not a big deal, which I've got that too. So I have years of experience in that crap. I don't need training in customer service. I got you. And I think just like trying to decompress the situation over the phone with her when I knew she was wigging out and just giving her the reassurance that everything is okay on my end made her feel so much better. By the end of the phone call, we were laughing, and it's exactly what I wanted. I knew she was freaking out and stressing out, so just trying to calm her down was my goal, and I think it worked. Yay! So I'm super excited, even though it's insanely freaking early, but it's nothing that a lot of coffee and a lot of Monster cannot fix. But we are not here to talk about stressed out bosses and crazy work schedules. We are here for GA Recap Monday, where I recap the newest episode of Ghost Adventures. And this week's episode, though, just when I think we can't go 3 for 3, we go 3 for 3. So as always, I like to give you a little bit of history before I get into the actual lockdown and investigation. And this week, the guys were at Manresa Castle in Port Townsend, Washington. It was built in 1832 by Charles Eisenbice, who lived there with his wife, Kate, until he died in 1902. It's got tons of dark history into it. Like, it's just absolutely insane. There has been several suicides there. There has been several just deaths there. It's just it's just so insanely dark and so insanely creepy. But the saddest one, by far, is a few years back in the mid-2000s, someone was walking around the Eisenbice family plot. It fell through, and when it fell apart, they discovered a child's casket built within the family plot. Nobody knows who this child is. There's no name. There's no record. And back at the castle, there is tons of dark history surrounding a childlike spirit in the basement. Now, we all know that when you have a sinister presence, it can manipulate children very easily. And this could be the major link to all of the dark history within the castle. There has been several accounts of a woman getting childlike bruises on her knee, being punched in the face. It's just insane. And I personally think that that is the major link. I think that this unknown child spirit, this unknown child in this grave is a major link to the dark energy back at the home. Not that the child is doing it, but that the child's spirit has been manipulated by something darker. It's absolutely nuts. So, going into the actual investigation, walkthrough, I knew that this episode was going to be insane. So they're in the back kitchen doing interviews, talking about experiences that the people have had in the hotel or in the castle, and they hear a door open. So then they turn around and they realize that this door is open. They just opened on its own. So of course they immediately try to debunk it. They're getting chills. They're getting the feeling that something is there. So they start feeling for air drafts. They don't feel anything. They get a napkin and hold it over around the door. And they start talking, and the napkin is perfectly still. And Zach's like, shut that door. Or open the door. And the door opens. It's like intelligent responses.
What the? The door just... That's awesome. The napkin didn't move an inch. Didn't move a hair. And the door shut right when I asked it. Can you close the door for me? Dude, that's weird.
And it's absolutely nuts. I knew at that moment that it was going to be an insane lockdown. So then they go in and they grab a digital recorder like on the fly and they do an EVP session and they get help her, which is a very common EVP heard around the castle. The woman that they were interviewing stated that that's a very common EVP to be heard around the castle. So I was so excited. When they kept talking and talking and talking and talking, I was like, no, just go to freaking lockdown. I want lockdown. Because if you're getting doors opening like in the middle of the afternoon, I want lockdown right the hell now. Okay, thanks, bye. But of course, they go and they continue to do their interviews, and they don't get any more after that. But I knew right then and there that this lockdown was going to be insane. And I was right. So going into lockdown and breaking it down, they start lockdown in the back kitchen. And you start with using the SLS camera with Kinect technology, which is my favorite piece of equipment, or one of them. It's definitely in my top 5. We've talked about that before. They don't catch a lot of evidence in that area. That was where the door and stuff opened, so I think that they were like, sorry, we've already been here, peace out, bye. But they didn't catch a lot other than like this high-pitched squeaking noise. It almost sounded like a door opening, so it could have been another door that was being opened. But other than that, they didn't catch any evidence in that area. But when they did ask for them to make a noise and let them know that their presence is known, Jay, back at Nerve Center, picked up 2 very loud bangs in the basement. So he let them know about that, so they made their way to the basement, and they hear footsteps in the hallway, like going up, like above them in the basement. And those footsteps are loud, like they're coming, like they're charging toward the guys in the basement. Aaron goes down into the basement kind of by himself, and he hears a girl's laugh, and it's on audio. It's not on the digital recorder, it's on audio, and it is creepy AF.
Aaron, go into that laundry room where she got attacked. It's to the left there, left of that camera. You heard? I'll be in there in a minute. Go in.
Shh. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It's out here in the hallway. Can we look?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stop! I just heard a girl giggle, bro. Did you hear that? I swear to God, it sounded like...
Yeah, we took the stairs and steps. That's all seen there.
Dude, I heard a kid.
Aaron's camera's audio does indeed faintly capture this amazing child laughing.
Whoa! Whoa!
And before that, Aaron had said that he had seen a little kid peering at him from under the stairs. This could be the little girl. This could maybe be the spirit of the unmarked baby or the unmarked child at the Ice and Bice family plot. Either way, this freaking giggle was caught on audio. And it was not caught on the digital recorder, and it was creepy AF. Like, it gave me the chills. Like, I was wigged out. So Billy goes into the basement alone. He goes downstairs to the basement alone, and he gets one EVP that says something is here. They believe that maybe it may have been Charles Ice and Bice confirming that there are spirits in his home. Aaron goes to the attic alone, something he does not want to do. He is absolutely terrified to go to this attic, and when he's on his way up there, in the basement, the static night vision camera that's in the basement captures something that sounds like plastic rustling. And it was very loud and very distinct. It's like someone picking up like a paint tarp or a piece of plastic and rustling it around and moving it, but there's obviously nobody there. He breaks out the SB7 spirit box. Again, another one of my favorite pieces of equipment. And gets the first piece of evidence, which is Natalie. They believe that this could maybe be the name of the child spirit, which would make sense because Natalie, then they hear a little girl giggle, Aaron sees a little kid, it kind of all plays together. From that piece of evidence of Natalie, all hell kind of breaks loose. Aaron seems to be getting a lot of evidence, not so much in the attic, but in the 3rd floor hallway. The spirit box kind of goes nuts.
Stay out! Stay out! Whoa, ice cold breeze. Come on, talkative. Oh, now you get quiet? My arm has the chills. You see that? Holy dude. Do you own this hotel? Why are you such a bastard on this floor? Trouble. Trouble. Yeah, a lot of people having trouble on this floor. Why? Enter. Enter. Whoa, it just said enter. Whoa. Whoa, it just goes. Dude, it just goes whoa after I said whoa. Damn.
And Aaron loses his mind. Like that at that point, Billy and Zach are on the run. They're going to Aaron because Aaron is having a freak out moment. Aaron reverted back to old Aaron and was like, this is nuts. Like, I can't do this. This is weird. This is creepy. So they knew in that moment that the 3rd floor was the hot spot of the night. And it's in that moment that they decide to all stay on the 3rd floor and kind of split up into 3 different rooms. Billy's in one room, Zach's in another room, Aaron's in one room. Zach hears like a tapping noise, almost like on a cabinet or a drawer. Billy captures a light anomaly when he was talking about the noose being kind of hung over the table. But Aaron, these spirits like them some Aaron because he got the piece of evidence of the night, which was he was sitting in his room, and the hotel phone, the phone in the hotel room starts ringing.
It's clear that this mischievous entity enjoys playing games, but no one is laughing.
Guys, the phone was ringing and no one is in this hotel.
Are you serious?
Dude, it just started.
Your cell phone?
No, my room phone. I didn't answer it. It just started ringing and I just got out of the room, dude. I didn't know what to do.
There's no one at the front desk. There's no one else in the hotel besides the 4 of them. Jay is at Nerve Center, which is away from the front desk and the lobby where you have to have those phones connected. Like, you can't just call from like down the street and call a hotel room phone. You can't do it. You have to call the front desk. They have to connect you to that room. And that room phone starts ringing on its own and then it stops. So whatever it was up there was screwing with Aaron bad. But it was hysterical because Aaron loses his mind. He's like, my phone starts ringing. I didn't know what to do. Like, Aaron, God bless him, when he starts freaking out, he kind of goes dumb. Like, he doesn't, his brain stops working. He just doesn't know what to do with himself. And he gets really worked up and it's really funny. But by far, the best piece of evidence that was captured was at the very end of lockdown.
As we start wrapping up our investigation, Jay is at Nerve Center, Aaron is standing at the top of the stairs here, you can see Billy in the open doorway back near Nerve Center at the end of the hall, and I'm back in the kitchen doing a final investigation before breaking down the X camera when this happens.
There's no explanation as to what caused this chair just to tip over. It was an amazing piece of evidence, probably one of the best of the night, other than the phone ringing, in my opinion. And this castle is insane. I think that they could have continued to investigate. They could have continued to get experiences. We know that they're not sequestered to the nighttime because they had the evidence happen in the afternoon with the door open. It's just an absolute amazing, amazing place on my bucket list for sure. I will go there. I will check it out. I am like obsessed now because I want to like experience it for myself. It's an amazing episode. The guys did not disappoint yet again. Like I said, I'm loving season 11 so far. It's been an amazing 3 weeks thus far, and I cannot wait to see what is in store for next week. OMG! But that is all I have for GA Recap Monday. I will be back tomorrow at some point for GA QA Tuesday, where I answer all of your Ghost Adventures related questions that you guys ask me all up on the Facebook page. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, have a great, wonderful rest of your holiday. Much love and happiness. Bye, guys.